Guys! So we're starting this week off with a lunch and learn. What that is different clubs and organizations will host these lunch and learns where they get guest speakers to come talk to us, and if you're a member of these clubs or you pay dues, you get free lunch. So today's talk is regarding the dental club, and one of my classmates is actually the one that started up the dental club, so they're going to be talking about dental disease and small animals and stuff like that. So it should be interesting. So the meeting was actually pretty cool. It was one of the professors for, I think, one of the fourth year professors that was lecturing to us. I'm out of breath because I just walked up a lot of stairs. But basically, she just showed us common abnormalities you would see in an oral exam. So periodontal disease, gingivitis, gum recession, bone recession. She showed us how to interpret radiographs, how to conduct an oral exam. So it's actually really interesting. I at the end signed up for one of the e-board positions, so we'll see if I end up getting that. But in the future they're going to be doing wet labs and stuff where we would, I guess, practice dentistry on cadavers. So that's something really exciting to look forward to. So tomorrow is our first microanatomy exam of the semester. So it's going to be a very long night of studying. We're covering respiratory, digestive system, skin, and lymphatics. So we have a lecture portion. So half the class gets divided, and half of them take the lecture exam, half take the lab exam. And lab exam is basically you're seeing histology slides, and he's either asking you what's pictured, or what's the function of the thing that's pictured, or where do you find the thing that's pictured. And in my opinion, lab is the more difficult part, even though he says normally people do better on the lab section than the lecture. But for me, I've always done better on the lecture than the lab. So I have to go learn the lab slides for everything and then cover digestion tonight. So I have my nerdy laptop case and my water, and I'm going to be there all night. So I asked Ty to get me a Monster from the store. And she came back with this. I came back with all of it.
I mean, all-nighters, what can I say?
So the sun is rising, and I'm just now getting home. I guess I have an hour to sleep before I need to wake up, and then I'm gonna go to class, but I'm gonna study for an hour in my first class, and then we have this exam, so I feel completely unprepared. But we'll see if I can wing it. So we just got out of our micro exam. How was it, Ty?
Oh, why not just do it?
Yeah.
It was alright. What time is it? You can't see. Oh, there it is. We're all drinking already.
Yeah.
We had 2 hours to kill, so
Literally.
we came to the bar.
So dead.
We came to the track after class to get our workout in here. But we're gonna run a few laps at the track and then do some workouts on the bleachers. So, all right, so we have an exam this Friday in epidemiology, which is such an interesting class. Half the semester we're doing epidemiology and the other half we're doing public health. So I'm starting to study tonight. There's only 6 lectures, so I'm gonna do 3 tonight and 3 tomorrow. But originally we were supposed to have 3 exams this week. We had the one yesterday in micro. We were supposed to have one today in phys, and then the epidemiology on Friday. But long story short, our phys exam scheduled for today ended up getting moved to next week. So that means next week, Wednesday, we have physiology and parasitology exam, and then Thursday we have immunology. So next week is going to be tough. And then Friday, I have my presentation for grand rounds. So my group is presenting on cranial cruciate ligament rupture, and my specific part is talking about the surgery aspect of it. So it has to be a 5-minute long presentation. Each person has to speak for 5 minutes. There's 6 of us in my group, so that's ideally a 30-minute presentation. So next week is gonna be hectic. And so here are basically all of the lectures that I need to cover. So I'm going to do the introduction, determinants of disease, and infection dynamics tonight. And then I'll do these 3 tomorrow. And just to update you guys on my Flora app, since the last video, I've studied almost 82 hours so far. And I actually have been kind of slacking at logging my time recently, so this isn't an accurate representation of how much I've been studying, but I kind of like to see like how much I study and how much I study in a week. So the first week of February I studied 23 hours. That's kind of crazy.
That little slick
Guys in
had
our
you
class
back
got
there,
us
boy.
flowers for Valentine's Day.
Larry.
Where's the rest of her skirt, bro?
Who? She changed.
So we got out of class pretty early. We have 3 hours to kill. And that's not enough time for me to go home, but luckily Ty lives like 3 minutes away. So a few of us came over here. And I decided to be productive, and I'm working on my presentation. So like I said, for the cranial cruciate ligament tear, my section is regarding treatment. So I started talking about the non-surgical approach, and then I'm going to talk about the surgical approach to treatment. And then one of my classmates, sorry, please excuse Rocky. One of my classmates, she was in charge of like diagnostics and stuff, so she's kind of explaining like radiographs. Someone was talking about the anatomy and stuff like that. So we have anatomy lab now, so we'll be doing our horse dissections, and these are our beautiful coveralls. I have my surgery instruments here. So I just woke up from a rather long but much needed nap. It is after 8 now, and I'm gonna start studying again for our epidemiology exam. I just saw that I guess he put up like a review, so kind of like a study guide. It's kind of long, but I guess I'm gonna go over that and hope for the best. Ooh, and random thing. Remember earlier how I was saying I was trying to get involved in the dental club? Well, officially, your girl is vice president of the dental club. So I'm really excited to see what we're going to do this semester and what we're going to get into. I feel like dental hygiene and stuff like that is really exciting, and dental care. I always enjoyed, I never did dentals myself, but I always monitored for them. And I just always enjoyed being involved in it and watching extractions and all that stuff. So I'm excited to see where this club goes. So I woke up unnecessarily early today. I'm going to go to the library at the vet school and just look over some of this epidemiology. I'm going to just look over the study guide, and there's like 2 exercises, and I'm just going to figure out how to work them out. I planned to wake up at 5 a.m. so that I could be at school by 6, but I didn't even set an alarm last night, but somehow I was able to wake up early anyway on my own, so I'm proud of myself for that. So I'm just gonna head there now and start studying. Guys, I am so annoyed. The school is locked. So I'll just be studying in my car until they eventually open it, I suppose. I don't even know when that is. This is what I get for trying to be productive. So our epidemiology exam was not that bad. I'm actually in we're waiting for class to start, so I'm trying not to talk too loud because everybody's sitting in the auditorium. But now we're dressed out because we have a large animal skills lab, so we're going to be restraining horses, goats, listening to their heartbeats and stuff like that, so it should be fun.
Wait, where the Larry and them go?
They're walking.
Hey! You should listen to your chronicles. Oh, I am.
So craziest thing we stumbled into yesterday. Ty and I ordered pizza last night, and we left to go get it. And when we opened the door, we heard what really sounded like a whole bunch of gunshots. And so we were both like kind of spooked out about it. So we closed the door and we just chilled for a little. We're like, we'll go back out in a minute. But honestly, there's like a ranch with horses like right across the street. And I honestly thought it was probably just something going on over there. Like, I didn't really think it was actually something to be concerned about. So we wait like 5 minutes, we get back in the car, we drive down my street and turn the corner to see a ton of police officers with machine guns in their hands. The cop has one guy on the ground and is like holding a gun to him, and like when he sees our car, he like literally starts waving his gun at us to like turn back around, and they have the whole street blocked off. Like there's no way for us to get out of my apartment. So we go back and I'm like, what the heck? That was the wildest thing I'd ever stumbled into. So we end up, I was really curious about it. My mom ended up finding out what happened and like sending me the information. So basically, there was a robbery at a dollar store, and when the cops confronted the guy actually shot the cop and ran here because he had like family that lived here. So when he got here, somehow a fire started and a building actually burned down. It was the craziest thing ever. The shooter ended up dying in the fire, but the cops and the shooter had a shootout. So that is what we had driven into and what we heard last night. So it was the wildest experience ever, but we tried to kind of film what we saw this morning. So I'll put the video here. I don't know how much you can see. The world is crazy. So we got Mexican food for lunch / breakfast, even though it's kind of late. Okay, they give you chips and salsa. I got a quesadilla. And Ty got steak fajita. Yeah. So I finally finished my presentation on the cranial cruciate ligament rupture. So my limit was, or my goal was 5 minutes, and mine is so far almost 7 minutes. So. So I'm just now leaving the gym. I am absolutely dying. I can barely hold this camera up right now. But I need to work on waking up earlier so I can get the gym out of the way earlier. So the library opened at 1 and we came here not too shortly after. So I'm kind of working on my planner right now. And then I'm gonna start studying parasitology, but let me show you what I've done. So I got this idea from Dr. Christy on Instagram. Basically, I have all of my class schedules, all my classes planned out, and then I've scheduled when I'm gonna work out throughout the week, and then studying. And I didn't just put study, I tried to actually put what I'm gonna study for so I can stay on track. And then I've added a week in advance when I have quizzes and exams, and extra things to take care of. So I'm a Hills representative for my class, so we have a shelter day coming up next week. I even scheduled time to clean and relax, which is the only time in this whole week that I have time to relax. Actually, Friday's looking pretty clear. And then I put like things that I need to do this week. So I ordered markers so that I can color code my classes, my workouts, and then like extra things I have planned in different colors, but they haven't come in yet. So when I do, this will be nice and colorful. But that's it for this week, guys. I'll see you next time.